In this video, I invite you to practice from a place of non-judgment. Try your very best. Work as hard as you can to get the most out of the practice. But practice from a place of kindness and non-judgment towards yourself. We'll begin with our hands on our hips, feet hip distance apart, knees slightly bent. Take a deep inhale here, nice straight spine, shoulders back. As you exhale, fold forward halfway, engage the core. Notice the core engagement to fold. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, isolate your core, your abs, and try to use only them to lift back up to standing. Today we'll be focusing on the core. To go a little deeper, bring your arms out to your side. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, fold halfway. Pause. On your next exhale, come on back up. To go deeper still, reach your arms up over your head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold halfway and pause. On your next exhale, come on back up. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, fold all the way down. Let your hands dangle. Maybe they reach the mat. Place both hands on the mat and come onto your knees. Coming into tabletop. Walk your knees together. Straighten your right leg out behind you. Heel same height as hip. Toes pointing towards the mat. Engage your core, engage your lifted leg. Now extend your left arm, your opposite arm forward. Breathe. On your next exhale, round your back and bring your elbow and knee to touch. As you inhale, straighten the arm and leg. Exhale, bring them together. And straighten. Keep going. Try to engage your core to stabilize your torso and to move your arm and leg. Keep going at your own pace, letting the movement follow the pace of your breath. Inhaling, straighten each arm and leg. Exhale, bring them together. And last time when they're touching, elbow and knee, pause here. And lower that hand and knee to the mat. Now straighten your left leg out behind you. Lower that left hip so it's level with your right. Left heel same height as left hip. Straighten the right arm. Breathe. Notice that core engagement. Exhaling, bring your elbow and knee to touch. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale together. And lengthen. Just following the pace of your breath as you move your arm and leg. And the next time the elbow and knee are together, pause here. Just hold and breathe. Lower your hand and knee to the mat. Walk your hands forward, maybe 4 or 5 inches. Tuck your toes. Feel that engagement in your core to support your spine. And now lift your knees up off the mat, just a couple of inches. And slowly lower down without touching. And using your core, lift your hips back up a couple of inches. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. One last time up. Hold here. And then slowly lower down. Tuck your toes. And now lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips up as high as you can, lengthening your spine. Soft shoulders, knees might stay bent at first, or maybe throughout the practice. That's okay. Or play with straightening one leg and then the other. Engage your core. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bring your shoulders forward over your wrists, engaging your core to come into plank pose. If you need to at any time, you can lower your knees to the mat for plank pose. Inhaling, exhale, lift up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward, or come forward into plank pose. Try to isolate the core. Exhale, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale here, and exhale, come forward. Inhale, back up to downward facing dog. Pause here, and walk your feet forward to your hands. And fold. Engaging the core again. As you inhale, rise back up to standing, arms up over your head. Exhale, palms together. Release your hands. We'll do a few standing forward folds, hands on hips, or for a little more engagement, bring your arms out to the side, or for more engagement still, arms can be over your head. Knees are soft. Keep your spine straight, supported by your abdominal muscles. On your next exhale, fold forward halfway. Pause here. Breathe. Exhale, come on back up to standing. Inhale, exhale, fold. Arms you can move to whatever you need to for your best for your practice. Exhale, back up. And exhale, fold. This time pause here. On your next exhale, fold forward. Place both hands on the mat, directly under each shoulder. Spread your fingers wide and step back to plank pose, Balakasana. Inhale, exhale, lift your hips up and back. Walk your feet together. Lift your right leg up in the air behind you. Remember that core engagement. It really supports your spine, your whole body. Bend your right knee and slowly bring that right knee to your right elbow. And pause here. Lift that leg back up in the air behind you. And breathe. And now bend your right knee. Bring that knee forward and touch your nose. Lift that foot back up. And slowly bring that right knee over to the left elbow. And back up. And lower that foot to the mat. Pause here in downward facing dog. Slowly bring your shoulders over your wrists, coming back to plank pose. Knees on or off the mat. And now lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Now lift your left leg up in the air behind you. Bend that left knee, bring it forward, and touch the left elbow. Lift that leg back up. And now bring that left knee forward and touch your nose. And back up. Bring that knee across and touch your right elbow. And back up. And now lower that foot to the mat. As you exhale, engage your core and come forward to plank pose. Lower your knees to the mat Come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes. Engaging your core, shoulders soft. Lift your knees up off the mat a couple of inches and hold. And slowly lower the knees. Come on to a seated position and bring your feet out front. Knees bent. Slide your hips forward. Come onto your back. With your arms resting on the mat, you can start with your feet on the floor, knees bent. Straighten your right leg. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, on the count of 5, lift that right leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, lower it down without touching the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you'd like to go a little deeper, straighten the left leg. And now slowly lift that right leg back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just make sure this feels okay on your back. Otherwise, bend that first leg. Lift back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2, 1. Last time. Up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2, 1. Gently hug both knees to your chest. Maybe circling your knees. And then pause and go the other direction. And now lower both feet to the mat. You can keep the right foot on the mat or straighten the right leg. See how that feels on your back. But straighten the left leg for sure. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, lift that left leg up slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down without touching the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And down. 2, 1. And up. 1. And down. And last time up. 2, 1. And down. 2, 1. And pause. Hug both knees to your chest. And last one, reach your arms away from your body in a T position. Keeping both knees bent, keep each knee above your hips. With your arms on the mat, shoulders pressed into the mat, slowly bring your knees to the right and hold. And back to center and over to the other side. And back. And the first side. And slowly back to center and the other side. Back to center. Keep going at your own pace just a couple more times. Engaging that core. Last time each side. And pause and hug your knees to your chest. With your hands behind your knees, rock along your spine a couple of times. See if you can use your core to move your body, and then make your way up to a comfortable seated position. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.